Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics practitioner in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to talk about the difference between the lunar calendar and the solar calendar because there's often quite some confusion as to which calendar is actually used in Chinese metaphysics. The lunar calendar is not very often used in any discipline except for maybe Ziwei Doshu, which is also a astrology system. But the lunar calendar is more like a farmer's almanac, for example, yeah, where we look at the lunar phases, and depending on the lunar phases, we then determine when we celebrate certain festivals, certain activities, certain rituals in society that are of cultural importance. So, for example, the moon festival, yeah, the lunar festival, all of these festivals, they are dependent on the lunar calendar. So it is really like that farmer's almanac that we're looking at, but it cannot be used in a modern context for date selection or Feng Shui or Bazi astrology, because the lunar calendar often has missing months, missing years, missing days, double months. So it's not a calendar that's actually very useful and very practical in a modern context because it really just relies on the lunar phases. So therefore, this is not something that we use for Feng Shui, most definitely not for date selection, where it's really important that we choose the correct date that is in alignment with a particular person. The solar calendar, on the other hand, is the calendar that we all use, yeah, on a daily basis. The year has a certain set of days that doesn't change, except for every 4 years when we have a leap year. But even then, it's just a 1-day difference, and we all know it. But other than that, the solar calendar has exactly the same days every single year, the same months every single year, so there's no confusion whatsoever. And this is why we're using the solar calendar for everything in Chinese metaphysics, whether that be date selection, Chinese Bazi astrology, Feng Shui, Qimen Dunjia, everything is based on the solar calendar, knowing that we all use the same. Yeah, so this is the difference between the two. The lunar calendar really just is used for festivals. Now, the Chinese calendar is orientated according to the solar calendar, and according to the Chinese calendar, the new year always starts on the 4th of February, sometimes the 5th, but it's either the 4th or the 5th. Yeah, this is always a transition year for a Chinese year. So currently we are in the year of the rat. On February 4th, 2021, it will change into the year of the ox. Yeah, and then the year after that, again on February 4th, it will change to the year of the tiger. So the transition point is very, very clear and it doesn't change. Now, a lot of people are confused then about Chinese New Year celebrations, because even though the year officially starts on February 4th, very often the celebrations are held way before then or a few days after then. And even Chinese people often assume that this is only then when the year actually changes. But the celebrations for Chinese New Year are all calculated according to the lunar calendar. Yeah, this is a cultural festival, and it's calculated according to the lunar calendar. But according to the solar calendar, the true turning point, the true transition point is on February 4th. Yeah, so there's a clear distinction there. And so for all calculations where we all need to be on the same page, we use the solar calendar. So this is the difference between the two. And we really only depend on that solar calendar in pretty much everything that has to do with Chinese metaphysics. If you would like to know more about this, then get in touch with me. My contact information is down below, or just subscribe to this channel and you'll get frequent updates.